Guys doing?
What's going on?
What's going on? Wait a minute. I don't think I can hear Leah.
Nothing like talking and no one can hear me. What's up,
Yeah,
Brandon?
What's happening,
yeah.
Leah?
You being good?
I don't know, man.
Like he's being good. He looks like he's being good.
I can't see. I don't know how you guys all see each other.
You can look at it. You can change. Are you you're looking on a phone? You should be able to change
Yeah.
it. You should still be able to change it to grid view or something like that.
Swipe it to the left.
Now I see nothing but me.
Okay, swipe it again.
Okay, I see you guys.
There
There's
we
the
are.
crew.
There we are.
And there we are. Brandon, do you have your fifth of vodka?
Dude, I'll tell you what I just found. I just made $43 looking at my fucking shit. Pardon my French, guys. I already told Gerald that this has been stressful for me because I just haven't even looked at my stuff in like months.
Would you say fucking?
Yeah. And I was like, so I already saved like $43 because I just saw that like I bought some vodka for a friend of mine for his birthday, and the one guy thought that the card didn't go through, but it looks like it went through a second time. So now I got to call them and be like, hey, I only got one bottle of vodka. And I don't even drink. So, anyways.
See, there you go.
Man, I haven't had a drink since last May, man. So
I know.
this is making me want to drink, though. I'll tell you what.
That's you.
Come on, man.
It does. But you know what? The good part about it is this. I promise you, there is a silver lining. There is a silver lining, Brandon. I promise you.
I'll tell you what, though. So how about this for timing, right? Like, I threw on like Bob Proctor's like you were born rich thing, and it's saying all the same stuff you're saying to do. You know, go through all your shit, make sure you got it together, get together with a good financial planner, because like it's like you go to the doctor. The best line, he had the best line because it was something like just because you're good doesn't mean you can't be better, or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. Actually, I jotted it down. Anyways, the other good thing is like, man, it's like you said, you don't have to you don't have to be sick to go to the doctor, right? You know, so you go see a financial maintenance.
Right. Right. Hello, Amy.
Doesn't mean anybody likes going to the doctor.
Right. I mean, literally, it doesn't. You don't have to wait until you have stage 4 cancer to go to the doctor. That's a little bit kind of ridiculous to wait that long. And you know, I'm going to go through that because we all should be looking at that completely, as well as we're looking at Amy's lovely palm. So beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
And I'm trying to multitask here and drive and listen.
Me too.
I'm going to tell you guys.
Imagine that.
I'm not gonna do the don't drive and look at the camera thing because I just stopped doing that maybe about
10 minutes
3 months ago.
Maybe like 5 minutes ago.
No, I haven't done it in like months, guys. Seriously, I have not.
You know what?
I haven't
Showing
done it
your
in
palm
months.
again, but happen to have a finger up when you do it, Amy.
I have not done it in months because Amy, let me tell you, they beat me up about it. They wore me out about it. So
That's because he looks all seductive in the camera while he's trying to drive. Like,
whatever.
so look in the camera while he's driving.
Yeah, you gotta look straight ahead.
He's all like, hey, girl, let's talk finances. That's sexy talk. Finances.
Brandon, you're not supposed to help them. Don't help them. They don't need help.
I do, though. I need lots of it.
Love you, baby.
You guys are horrible. Well, did you guys get, well, first and foremost, I want to ask this question. Tell me, as I put on my spectacles so I can see, tell me, guys, how did the morning ritual, how did that turn out? How did that work? I know, Brandon, you already pretty much were on that anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you. I mean, mine though. Like, so what happened? Mine fluctuates just at least with the exercise and stuff. And
Yeah.
you know, I've got jujitsu 2 mornings in a week, which is awesome because that's kind of intense. But you know, so those other mornings that like today, you know, I went ahead and slept in a little bit later, but I still got everything in except for like a good, like fulfilling workout, right? What I've been doing and this is recent, like as in the past couple of weeks, where they're talking about like the high intensity type training where like you basically, I got on the bicycle, right? And you just sprint for like 2 minutes and like just go all out until you can't breathe
Right.
anymore. So I did that, and actually my legs are like sore from that shit, dude. Pardon my French, by the way. And I'm, you know, I'm not in bad shape, right? But so from just doing that, but I just feel like I need more. I don't know. I think I'm just having an ebbing day. If my tide was high, it'd be better. Like if it was Blondie, my tide is not high.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I
Just
get
one
it.
of days,
But
man.
but you know what? Sometime on those days, just the routine of doing something
Yeah.
keeps you from going from here to
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
It keeps you right about here.
All in, my favorite part about the morning routine was doing the gratitudes, right? So that's always a good point. So that was good.
Good deal. How about you, Leah? How
I
about
was
Leah?
good.
How about you sitting on the porch this morning,
I
journaling?
know. I haven't sat on
First
that
time
porch
on the
since I
porch?
moved in. And that was the whole reason I liked
Really?
the
How
house.
long?
Can you hear
And
me?
yeah, I can. So this is the first time you sat on the porch since you moved in the house. How long have you been in the house?
Last October.
Wow. And you
That's
moved into,
painful.
I know.
yeah.
You need to enjoy that porch, or you're gonna come home one day. I'm gonna be on your front porch hanging out.
Well, I'm going to do it on purpose now so that would happen.
But I mean, how did it feel? I mean, if I saw correctly, you got 40 minutes, you got up an extra 40 minutes early. I mean, did it affect your whole day? Did it change your day?
It did. It was, I feel like I got a lot more done and I was in a better mood.
Hmm.
And, yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. And I didn't die.
Which is important.
Bonus.
Bonus round. How about you, Amy? How did that work out for you?
I actually got up about 45 minutes earlier than normal. I didn't do the full hour today. I did hit the snooze button twice. But I went on a walk this morning around my neighborhood. I did a couple of good laps, and then I came home and I made some scrambled eggs, cut me up an avocado, and had a nice breakfast. And then I woke up my baby early, and I actually gave her a bath. Generally, my mom gives her a bath, so I actually spent time and gave her a bath and kind of had that time with her. So it was a really nice morning.
Wow. Now that had to feel good to spend that time first thing in the morning as opposed to giving them the time at night when you're tired and exhausted and into the day.
It was, and she was so happy. She was in a really good mood. So it was nice.
Let me ask all three of you something, and even you, Brandon, with your ebbing. No, I'm just messing with you, man. With you doing that in the morning, and I'm quite sure some financial things came up today, maybe a phone call, maybe you had to pay for something, just thinking about finances in general. Did it feel different when you approached it? Did it feel different when it hit you? Did you have something to actually counteract that with?
My face, it's like a fist to the face, Joe. My face counteracted it. Sorry. You know what though? I still like. I feel like I'm getting better with the approach of it. But the approach of it is better. The control of it still is awful.
Right.
If that makes sense, right?
You're seeing that there's a problem, but you're feeling still a lot of powerless? Or are you seeing
like
you're
I'm
kind of
trying not
beating
to see
yourself
it as a
little bit?
problem. Like I'm trying not
Right.
to see it as an ultimate deficit. I'm trying to do the whole view everything as an expense thing.
Mhm.
But and I'm not trying to view it as like detracting from anything. I've had it, it's like I've got everything I want in my life, and then some. But it's like, I don't want to take anything away. I just want to add to the top line, right? So that's kind of where I am with it. It's just today was kind of rough, like I said, because I haven't looked for a while because I know that
I
it's
don't want to
not.
look. I don't want to look. I
Well,
don't want to look. I
yeah.
don't
I
want
mean,
to look.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, man, adulting's hard.
It is overrated.
Adulting's really hard, and I
So
mean,
overrated.
and it's tough because you know we come from like Meg and I come from two different backgrounds, and her dad was also a CFA, and
Ooh.
so with me trying to really talk about anything expenses or money wise, it's always like, well, let's get my dad in here. I'm like, well, okay, we're gonna have to adult at some point, right? And
Right.
and I think the other part of that is that we just have a different approach when it comes to like, hey, let's talk finances at this point. And if I'm just being honest, and everything's in here, of course. I mean, I'm just at like,
Mhm.
if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. I don't care. I've been there before, and I lived.
Right.
you
Right.
know, I mean, and so I don't think that that's really the right approach, though. Either I don't really want it to go to zero, but if it gets there, I don't. I think what I want to hear more about, Gerald. I mean, I know this isn't like the how you recovered episode of Gerald Pimpleton, but like how to face how to rebuild, right? Like how you kind of, and I'm sure this is all the things that you did is what we're going through, but it's like I know you went from having a lot of debt to getting yourself into a better position, and so I mean that's where I'm at, man.
Well, man, you know what? It's so ironic you said that because the next two classes are going to be about that. The nuts and bolts of that.
Get your S together.
Great segue, Brandon. Great segue.
That's what I'm here for.
He's such a host. Well, let me.
He's
This
a
is
host?
what I really want. Huh?
Did he call you a
No,
host?
I said host.
No.
Oh.
Host.
This is a very serious business, Leah. Leave him be. Let him do his work. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh. Those lady groups, Brandon, I tell you what, they talk about some of everything, dude.
I don't even go near it.
I don't go near it either, dude. They just,
That's a vortex I don't want to be in.
Abraham Hicks can have all of that by himself.
You keep your vortex. I got mine. Cool.
You keep your vortex over there. But today, I want to talk about a couple different things. I want to break this up into 3 parts. We're going to deal into that PDF. I purposely did not send that out to you guys early because I did not want everybody to look at those 3 pages and say, oh my God, I can't do this. I didn't want anybody to freak out. So I didn't send it. Oh, the baby's in a backseat.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I had to run in and grab a baby.
Oh, she's in the backseat.
She's getting her finance on.
She's getting her finance on. She is getting her finance on. Oh, see, I'm so horrible. Dude, I got ADD when it comes to little babies. I love babies.
I'll ship her to you. I told Leah the other night I was going to send her to her.
Oh, don't say that. And we would keep her. But I want to break it up into 3 parts. 1, I want to go back to mindset, but I want to set a mindset for this particular lesson. 2, I want to talk about actual tools and what we're doing. And 3, I want to talk about how to use the tools that we're going to do to use this. Okay, this is Windfall Wednesday. And this is what I'm going to tell you. By the end of this class, you will have the tools to find exactly how much money that is slipping through your hands. Now, I know, right? I know that we have a variation of people on the scale. We have some people that say, excuse me, no money is slipping through my hands because it's all going to bills. I don't see it. And then we have some people on the call that says, look, I haven't seen my money in a while, so I don't know what it's doing because I don't want to look at it. Then we have some people on the call that says, I don't have any money, so it can't be slipping through my hands. I promise you, this helps everybody, everyone. Now let's talk about mindset first. Here's the first key. I want you guys, tell me, Amy, when I say this word, tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Budget.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Scary.
Lord, is scary, scary, scary. Leah, when I say budget, what's the
Scary.
first thing?
Scary is my word.
Scary is your word. Leah, what's the first word that comes to your mind when I say the word budget?
Restrictions.
Restriction. Have that one down too. How about you, Brandon? When I say the word budget, what comes to your mind?
Lockdown.
Lockdown. Lockdown. Brandon, I said budget. I didn't say marriage. I said budget. No, I'm just kidding.
Things you can say on a Zoom call without getting hurt.
But seriously, did you hear what everybody said? And if Bill was on here, if Eliza was on here, if Val was on here, Val, maybe I might hear something a little bit different from Val. I know her pretty well. But typically everybody says restriction, budget, restriction, lockdown, scary, frightening. And that's why I want to talk first set about mindset. Oftentimes people think about that, but I'm going to give you an analogy, and you tell me whether this is true with you. All of you already budget. You already budget. You budget your time. Leah, if you have a friend call you and say, hey, Leah, we're going to the movies on Monday night, and we're going to see, what's the movie out now? What's a movie that's out now? Avengers, the new Avengers. But we're going to see, the latest, the Love Shack love story, whatever. And then you have a friend call you, said, hey, we want you to come out with us about 3 hours before to go to see the same movie. Now, would you go with both friends, Leah? Would you go with both friends?
Leah probably would, because she wouldn't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
She's literally thinking about it. I cannot believe she's taking the time to think about it. She's literally thinking about it. Brandon, she's thinking about it.
Hey, man, well, I mean, what's the answer to that then?
The answer is most people, Leah, most people would say no. They would pick a friend and they would have no problem telling the other friend, hey, you know what? Guess what? I've already made plans. I'm going out with this friend. No disrespect, I already made plans. And they wouldn't feel bad about it. I mean, I have two people call to make plans on the same day, Amy, and you told the other one, hey, I'm sorry, you didn't get to me fast enough. I already got plans. We'll do it next time. And you just moved on with your life, right?
Right. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Right. Brandon, you wouldn't have an issue with that, right?
I try and figure out a way for all of us to go together.
Yeah, well.
There you go. That's probably what I would do too, Brandon.
But you wouldn't have an issue telling them that you already made plans and you could go together.
Sure, yeah.
Right. Well, here's the fact. That's all a budget is. And you don't feel bad about it. You don't have negative emotions about it. You already budget your time. Well, guess what? Your money is the same way. The money that you get in your bank account, the money that you get in your paycheck, it has a prior commitment. And all a budget is a reminder of the commitment. That's all it is. It's not scary.
Well,
it's not restricted.
A lot of prior commitments, Jerry.
Your buddy has a lot of prior commitments. The other thing is this. A budget is not to keep you from spending money in the wrong place. That's not what it's for. A budget is to keep you putting money in the right place. You hear me? A budget is to keep you putting money in the right place. not to keep you from spending money where you want it. I'll give you an example. And everybody on here has kids. Your kid says, "Oh, mommy, I want this. This is something that I really, really want. I really, really want this. I really, really need this. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it?" And instead of you saying, what do we normally say? No, you can't have it. It's not in the budget. If we're on a budget, that's what we say. Instead of saying that, you say, "You know what? We're gonna get that for you right after we pay off the car, right after we pay off this bill, right after we get debt free." Let me tell you why that's important. Because single parents, I think there's single parent. I think, yeah, we have 3 single parents, including me, couples. But here's the point: you don't have to bear the weight of the financial responsibility yourself. Now, Amy, you talked to me about that stress. That stress and holding that stress. Leah, you talked about that stress as single parent. With you, Brandon, you have Meg to just slap you around and make you do what you're supposed to. But I mean, like you said, you didn't look at it because you didn't want that stress. And you felt that stress today. Well, here's the point. When you incorporate your children and they know your goal, then you as a family are all involved in getting to the goal. And I'm going to tell you guys, you have got to do yourself and your children a favor. Don't exclude them from financial decisions and where the family is going. If we're on a budget, let them know we're on the budget, but let them know the reward. The reward is we can actually go out to eat whenever we want to go out to eat. We can actually go on this vacation. And this is a key thing. It can't just be your reward. It can't just be that you're debt free. It can't be just that you get to go on the vacation to Punta Cana. You have to include a reward for them too after you pay off the set amount of bills that you decided to pay off. After you get your debt down, you have to actually include them. What would you like to do when we achieve this accomplishment? Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Now, I know that's uncomfortable because that's not what we're taught. We're the parents, and we're supposed to hold it all together and protect the kids. But guys, they need to know this, because what's going to happen is if they don't see you get out of it like you're doing, if they don't see the process, then when they get in it, they won't have any idea of how to get out of it. And you guys know how much we all listen to our parents now. We don't take any advice from our parents, so they're not going to listen to us. So let's do that, okay? And I know with the boys, Brandon, I think you have the youngest ones. No, Amy, you have young ones. You have young ones, don't you, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, my youngest is 2.
Yeah, they need to see that, and they need to understand the budgeting. I mean, Leah's almost done, so that's he's almost gone. But most of us have younger ones in the house, and they need to see that movement. Now that we have the right mindset that a budget is not restrictive, it's a plan. Amy, you had a plan when you started going to the gym to actually start working out, and you had a weight loss goal, right? Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a goal when you started going to the gym, right? And
Correct. Yes.
You had a plan. Same way, Leah, you did 100 days. You had a plan. Brandon, when you started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you had a plan. Your sensei put you on a plan on how to go from belt to belt to belt. Right. So this is the same thing. It's just a plan, guys. It is a plan to get you to where you want to go. It's a roadmap. Now, here's the second thing that I want to deal with, and this is extraordinarily important. And Brandon kind of delved into this a little bit, and I want to pull up his comment because I want to deal with that just a bit. I want to pull up that comment because if you don't mind me getting into that comment, Brandon.
Yeah, man. How about it?
And this has a lot to do with my story, and I'll share a little bit of my story in these pieces. When I went from having everything that I had, running that business, all of the stuff, the accoutrements of what people think is successful, and I lost all of that in a year, and I had a ton of debt. I'm gonna tell you, I cried, I whined, I moaned, I screamed. We cried. I told Amy when I talked to her, we talked about me having to pull my daughter out of dance. We talked about having to not see Leah anymore because she turned off her video camera because she wants to pick her nose in private. We talked about we talked about things that I had to do. I was telling Leah the other night that, dude, I ate peanut butter sandwiches for like straight 3-4 months for dinner. I just made that call. I went from eating sushi to going to Dollar General and buying a flat of ramen noodles. And dude, I could make a casserole out of ramen noodles like you would not believe. And did I have to eat them? No, I didn't have to because I was making money. I was working 2 jobs and a 3rd shift job. I could have gone out to Taco Bell, but the point is, this is the difference. I knew that the only way that I got myself out of was to get myself down to the bare minimum. Even though I could afford to go to Starbucks, I could afford to get an icy, I could afford to go out to eat, I didn't. I did not reward myself before I reached the goal. And a lot of us make that mistake. We're like, I work hard. I do a lot of work. I work all of these hours. I deserve a reward at the end of the week. But the reward is not for you working hard, because what you working hard did not change your finances. But you being disciplined about your budget, when you accomplish something and mark something off of the list, that's a reward. Now I want to, does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Definitely.
Now, does it feel better that you're going to actually get a reward out of this, Brandon? Does that feel a little bit better?
Well, I know there's a reward in the end.
Not in the end, along the way. We're going to get rewards along the way. We're going to put them in the budget.
All right.
We're going to put them in the budget. We're going to put rewards along the budget, because you won't do anything for long if you don't get some sort of gratification.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to keep going to the gym and your muscles never get any bigger.
Right.
You're going to have to see some progress in the mirror, and that's going to actually keep you going. Now, what you were talking about was, so how do we focus on paying all of our shit off and get it in line without focusing on debt with the abundance mindset? How do you focus on paying down debt and keeping an abundance mindset? That's really simple, Brandon. And I think Amy thought about that too, mentioned that too. How do I focus paying off debt and keep an abundant mindset? The way you do that is and you know this, Brandon, it's not that you have to pay it off. You get to pay it off.
Yep.
You get to pay it off.
Yeah.
When you pull out your card and you actually pay that bill, I know a lot of people talk about OP and stuff. Hold on for a second. It's so cute. Hold on for a second. Oh, wait a minute. I did something. I don't know what I did.
She's muted. Right now.
Oh, okay. But when you get to pay it off, when you get to pay the water bill, I think Leah talked about this not too long ago. When you're grateful to pay off that bill, when you're excited to pay off that bill, you need to do some physical celebration for that.
Right.
I'm not talking about physical in your body, but if you change your mindset, like, oh my God, okay, this bill is coming up. No, that's not going to get you anything back in abundance. But when you're like, oh my gosh, I've got the $200 to pay the water bill this month. God forbid if the water bill is $200,
So
but
would you fill a pool?
yeah, I mean, he's like, oh my God, I'm excited. I'm excited. Guess what I just did? I just paid the water bill. What happens is you are getting the universe in the same alignment as you, and now the universe is going to give you more to pay off more things. That's how you do that with an abundant mindset, because you don't focus on what you have to do. You focus on what you get to do. And doing that consistently with every bill, every time you put gas in the car, every time you pay, every time you buy a coffee, every time you buy a toothbrush, you buy toothpaste, you're excited. I know one, you know Kevin. Kevin puts happy face stickers on his cards. He literally put happy face stickers on his debit cards. And when people ask him why there's stickers on it, he says, because I'm so happy that I've got money to use on them.
Yeah.
And it reminds you to be happy and grateful. And all of you already know how gratitude works. If you're great, if you focus on, and this is the key, and this is the key. If you focus on what you want instead of focusing on what you have, then the universe will give you more of what you focus on. I'm going to say that again so you understand me. If you focus on what you want is an abundance. You want your bills paid. You want your debt paid down. You want financial freedom, because we talked before, it's not money you want, it's freedom you want. It's time that you want. It's liquidity that you want. So if you focus on the liquidity, that you have the liquidity to pay that bill, and you're not focusing on, oh my God, I've got 11 envelopes in my hand, they're all bills and they're all due today. That's what you have, but that's not what you want. And if you focus on what you have in your hand, that's all you're going to get back. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So we want to focus on what we want. And what we want is, we want that feeling. Remember we talked about emotion?
Mm-hmm.
We want that emotion of paying that bill. When we pay it, we want to feel that emotion. We want to hold it. We want to grab it. We want to taste it, touch it, feel it, smell it, all of that. We want that. And we want that more and more and more and more. So that's what we're going to focus on. I just wanted to stick right there because Brandon brought that up. Does that answer your question, Brandon?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In general, does it answer your question? You got some more specific questions? Because I can go deeper. I just want to call Abraham.
No, it's like it's not looking at it as debt. I think one of the issues that I guess probably like spending money, like let's say I want to go to a seminar, right? And then where and this is like, I had a conversation actually. You may know the guy Vince Pugliese.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
So I just interviewed him a couple days ago, and I asked him, like, he did his paid down his debt, did all the stuff, did the debt-free scream, and I asked him, I said, Vince, when you were going through that, what would you say to somebody who's paying down their debt but is also trying to get involved, or seminars and whatnot? And he mentioned, like, he was, I probably would have or should have gone to more and more often. So it's trying to understand, do we do this as a super aggressive and cut out anything that could otherwise bring a larger benefit? How do we look at things that are going to be theoretically more beneficial to us, like going to a seminar, or how's that investment? Say I've got $2,000, and do I pay down to debt and $2,000 in debt, or do I go to, like, a seminar for a week where I make connections to invest in myself, as it were?
Now I'm going to tell you, I am a numbers guy. All day, every day. And this is the way that I look at it. I look at it really simply. If you can go to this seminar and there's a chance that you could make $2,000 from the connections you go to this seminar, it's not an expense, it's an investment.
Right.
You're not spending money, you're investing money.
I mean, so am I allowed to look at it that way?
You are, you very much so are. But understand this, two things that are very important. You cannot use it as a cop-out.
To not pay the shit off.
You can't use it as a cop-out to not pay stuff off, and you can't use it as a cop-out to emotionally, to financially medicate your emotions. But sometimes we go and spend money on stuff because we just want to feel better. So we'll find something. Yeah. And I know that's not what you're asking.
No, yeah. I mean, I just want to, so being newer to the space, the space I'm in right now, it's like, if we go out and make the connections to people, go, a whole big part of the thing is go to where the money's at, right, Gerald? Go to where people are at that are in your business, that are doing the things that you do, so you can know more better in that field and make the connections to rise up. And so that's all I'm really looking at versus being like, hey, I want to go spend a week out in Vegas, maybe see Dave and go to a seminar. You know what I mean? That's not the plan at all.
That's not gonna work out.
But no. But spending money as an investment in the seminars versus like I'm just gonna spend $2,000 to go to Disney World. I wouldn't go to Disney World. I would go to the event. But I don't want to feel guilty about it. I want to know that this is honest. Like if I approach it with wholly honestly believing that is for the benefit of an investment, then I feel you would say yes to that?
Absolutely. And the reason why I would is because understand that along this path of you changing your financial, committing to a budget, paying down your debt, committing to new spending habits, and committing to new financial habits, here's the kicker. Anything that you do to make you a better you are more disciplined you are more aligned to you, is only going to accelerate the process. It's pouring gas on the fire.
I need an accelerant. Thanks.
It's an accelerant.
Yes.
Yeah. Of all, you need an accelerant, right? No, Leah, a latte cannot be
a latte.
No, it cannot be an investment. Not unless you can recoup the money from a meeting that you have there. Now, I will tell you, if you're going to Starbucks to meet someone, to sit down and have a conversation with them, that you're going to sign them up as a client, okay, yeah, that's an investment. Because the other part, we'll get to Tuesday. Don't hustle it. Don't hustle it. I see it on your face. Don't try to hustle it. But the fact is, we're going to talk next Tuesday about how to write off that latte. And Brandon will talk about how to take that $2,000 you spend on that seminar and write that off and actually take that $2,000 and actually get it back to pay down debt and make money off that investment.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thought process. If you can make money off of it, if you can multiply it, it's good. But if you can't multiply it, and that doesn't mean, Leah, that you can go through the drive-thru and ask the drive-thru lady, how's your spiritual life? Do you need some light work?
That's great. So, kind of in that same frame, and again, like I said, I was listening to Proctor earlier today. Being able to view like that investment as planting the seed, right? Like if I go out there, I'm planting the seed in that network. And what I enjoyed hearing him say today was like, you don't plant the seed and harvest in the same season. So
no.
I think that and I'm still stuck in like make that shit happen in the vortex faster.
You got to slow down to speed up.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
And you got to slow down to speed up. And you have to do that. Now, I want to get to this part. And this is the part that everybody finds a little bit intimidating and scary. You know that email that I sent out? That nice little long 3-page email.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go through that a little bit, and I want to talk about it because it's very important. There's a couple things you need to know about this, and I'm going to address some things. One, for those who believe, for those who are like, you know what, I work 2 and 3 jobs, and I deserve to reward myself. Yay! Leah's got it. Leah's got it. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Awesome. And I am going to do this. Before I get into this, I'm going to tell you guys, look, it's pretty self-explanatory, but there's some places you can get confused. If you need me to walk through it step by step with you, because we'll be on here for 5 hours if I do everybody line by line. If you need me to walk step by step through it with you, let's set up a time and we can do that. Okay? Let's set up a time and we can walk step by step. But starting on that first page, you see there's a column that says plan, and there's a column that says actual. Yes. There's a column that says plan, there's a column that says actual. In the actual column, this is what we're going to do. We're going to write what your actual amount is. Now, in the plan column, I want you to write what you think the amount is, and I want you to add 3%. If 3% is hard, go ahead and add 5%. Don't add less than 3%. If the math is easier for 5%, add 5%.
So let's get this straight. You want me to put the actual, so if my rent per se is $900 a month, for instance, you want me to add 3% to that?
To that 900 and put it in the plan.
900 in the plan, and then...
No, I want you to put 900 in the actual, what it actually costs right now.
Okay.
And in the plan column, I want you to put 900 plus 3%.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Got it? And it's the same thing on property taxes or home and renter's insurance. Do the same way on everything down. Now, I'm going to talk about some different items, some different line items, so you'll know what they are.
Okay.
Things like household items. Things like household items. That's going to be like you buying broom, mop, things that you need for the actual house. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Broom, mop, cleaning supplies, things of that nature for the actual house. Household items. That's not
so
like
non-food stuff, like dish detergent, that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Laundry soap?
Household items. Yes. That doesn't go in the groceries. That goes in the household items. Okay?
Okay.
It's gonna take you some time to add that up, but that goes in that. And here's what I want you to do when it comes to that. If you don't have an actual amount that you spent last time, if you haven't ever tracked this at all, leave the actual blank, but put your best guesstimate in the plan. Everybody following me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't have an actual amount of what your laundry soap, dish detergent, that kind of thing cost, you can actually look that up and add it up. But put what you guess you're going to spend next month in the plan. Okay?
Let me ask you this, Gerald.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't generally pay for that stuff because I just can't really afford it at this point. So my grandmother helps me with groceries and just odds and ends. So am I going to go ahead and start budgeting as if I am paying for this stuff now?
You are going to start budgeting as if you're paying for that stuff because there is a place further on down for additional help. And that's where you're going to put the money that your grandmother gives you. And that's going to be an income. How much she gives you. Okay?
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Go ahead and budget like it's in there. because you're actually spending money for it. It's just not coming out of your income.
Gotcha. And I do pay for some, but she does help me quite a bit with a lot of it on that end. So
That's how you're going to do that. And transportation is pretty cut and dry. Car repairs. If you don't do anything else in car repairs, not that you're going to blow a tire every month, at least put an oil change in the cost of an oil change. Whatever your car costs to get the oil change. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we're going to put that in every month, you're not going to get your oil change every month. But what we want to do is we want to treat the budget so that, guess what? You are having that money available to you when you have all three tires blow. Guess what? You've been saving up money for oil change, and you've got a chunk of money to pay for the tires already. Does that make sense? Leah, you still with me? You look like you glazed over there.
I'm listening.
Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to budget for things before they happen. We're no longer going to be reactive. We're going to be proactive. We're going to budget as if the money is there, and then live as if the money is there. And you will be surprised what happens at the end. Okay? Let me go to the next one. And groceries and paper goods and all that stuff is on that next page. Man, I just lost it. I'm looking on this on my
What do you need on which page?
If you got student loans, you know where they are, put them there. We're not necessarily going to pay them down first, okay? But put them down. You need to be able to look at them. Okay, they need to be on that sheet of paper. If you got student loans and you know what they are, and if you don't know what they are, you need to know what they are. Now, this is what I talked to a couple of people, and this is important. On the next page, there is entertainment. On the next page, page 2. There's entertainment. Guys, you have to budget for entertainment. You have to budget for it. Don't look at me in that tone of voice, Leah.
No, I like entertainment. Should I budget for that?
But see, I've even got kids' activities, allowances, fun money, vacation, gifts, anniversaries, subscriptions, events. We budget for that. Now, here's the point that I'm telling you. The way you're going to fill this out is you're going to fill out that first page, because guess what'll happen? That first page, if you don't actually pay those things on the first page, the second page don't matter. Right?
Okay.
So we're going to budget in what we plan. We're going to budget in what we actually spend. Whole thing with health and appearance, doctor visits, what you pay, clothes, haircuts. Leah, you can put in how much the haircut that D got last week. Because he's gonna need at least one a month.
He gets 2 a month.
2 a month. Licensing, pets. I saw that beautiful boxer that Amy has. I think that's a pocket boxer, and I want it. And when I come to visit, I'm taking it. I'm just letting you know that.
I'm sorry, I have a 2-year-old having a meltdown. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, no, you're fine. I said I'm coming to take your pocket boxer.
Oh, my baby? The boxer?
Yes. I love boxers. And outside, and on section 2, Amy, there's a section that says outside help.
Okay.
And you actually put in any kind of, Leah, you can put in your lawn care guy. Brandon, I don't think you have lawn care. I think you make your boys do it.
Well, funny you should mention that. We just did that today.
Oh, you just did that. Well, there you go. That goes in there as well.
Just saying.
Any donation, anything. This is all stuff that is going out. Okay, so nobody gets confused. Child support down there is what you're paying out. Tuition is what you're paying out. If you're paying any out. And Number 3 is where we do the last little bit and we add everything up. You got your savings. Now, our goal is to eventually have 6 months of income saved. You're not going to do that the first month, the second month, the third month. So when you get to savings and retirement contribution, you need to put, if you got money going into a 401k, put it in there. If you're saving money for education form, put it in there. Now, Amy, on the 3rd page, it says income, and it has 4 sources. That's where your grandmother's money goes, okay? That's where her money goes.
Okay.
And then you calculate all of those totals. You have housing, transportation, all of those totals. You put the plan and the actual. Now, this is important. For this sheet, this particular sheet, there are going to be some places you're not going to have an actual because you're not going to know what the actual amount is. If you have an old water bill, use last month. If you have an old electricity bill, use last month. Use the last time you went to the dentist, how much that cost. Use the last time you paid for dental care, the last time you paid for dog food. Put that in there. Whatever you have, fill it in as much as you possibly can. Include in that plan that 3%, and then add those totals up. And you put your total income planned, your total income planned. And Leah, you're in a kind of funny situation because you're waiting on some commissions to come through. So, yeah, you're in a funny situation. So, with your plans, you have to put what was actually promised you. Okay? Yeah, your base pay. And total expenses and the difference. Now, is that confusing anybody? Do I need to explain that any deeper, or do you guys have the gist of that, what we're doing?
I got it.
Okay. Now.
You got it, Brandon?
Yeah, I got it.
He is not excited about it, though.
You know, I mean, Gerald's like, you know, I think one of the, I have Mint, and today is like, you know, I you know, pulled that up, and I was like, well, that's fun too. What's funny though is, I mean, it's got stuff I put in the budget from like 4 years ago, and it's totally not the same. So, I mean, it's similar to this activity, but it's good to go through this activity and just kind of spell it all out.
And that's the thing, is that the reason why I use this one is because it's detailed enough to make you look at everything from top to bottom. And that's what most people don't do. They don't get detailed enough to actually see how much money they're spending versus how much they're making. And I know it's hard and I know it's tough to look at, but what you got to keep in your mind during this exercise, and I want everybody, even Eliza, William, Val, when you look at this on replay, you've got to do this. As you're writing this down, when you're writing down the planned expenses, this is what I want you to focus on. When you're writing down those amounts and it comes to your head, oh my God, I'm writing this down and this is so much money and I know I don't make this amount of money and I don't know where I'm going to get this kind of money from. That needs to stop. You need to write this down. This is how much money I'm going to be able to pay by the end of this program. This is how much money I'm going to be able to pay when I get my budget working correctly. This is how much money I'm going to pay. That, you need to invoke that emotion of being able to pay that bill in full. Hold that emotion when you write that $900 in rent. And when you write that $900 down, I want you to write that $900 down, and as you're making that 900, I want you to pretend that you're writing $900 for a mortgage payment check instead of a rent check.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Brandon, when you write down those facts and figures of what you pay out in expenses and entertainment that you pay with the kids' bills, with the dentist, I want you to imagine that you're writing the totals of what you spent in investment in fatherhood for the rest of us. because I know that'll make you feel good.
Yeah.
If you end the year and you see that you spent $20,000 in building your business, oh, that's gonna fire you up.
It's gonna fire somebody up.
Just don't let Meg see it. Just don't let Meg see it. We're not talking about Meg today. We're not talking about Meg.
Just get her some Dove products. Just get her some
Hey,
Dove.
listen. I think, look, I'm not. I don't want to jinx myself, but
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, don't mess with the Zohan. Silky smooth. Silky smooth. But I want you, when you're writing those numbers down, don't focus on your lack. Focus on what you have.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
What you want. Focus on what you want when you're writing those down, so you don't get into that flow. Here's the other thing. I put in the group, and I'm doing this Zoom on my phone because the lighting on my laptop was horrible out here. It's just a really bright day here in South Carolina. You just can't see me, and I can't smile bright enough so you can see me, so I just look really super dark. But I put the app in. It's called Mint. That's the actual app, Brandon, that I use to rebuild everything with me, because I don't use it, and a lot of people go a different way. How many of you guys use cash? Who uses cash?
I use cash every now and then when I don't want to swipe the card.
Okay, are you swiping a debit card or are you swiping a
Yeah.
credit card?
Yeah, and I don't like to swipe a debit card. I don't have credit cards.
Okay, why don't you like to swipe the debit card?
Because I'm not good at balancing a checkbook, and then I get overdraft fees if I go over on something, or, because I don't like to deal with it. That's why I'm here. So I just swipe, and I don't think about it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
Right.
So
right.
a lot of times, so I keep better track, so I have a visual. Lately, I keep cash. I pull my money out, and I'll pay the bills I need to pay on debit, and then whatever's left, I pull out and generally utilize it that way because it's easier for me to visually see it. It makes me feel worse when I pull it out and touch it and feel it, and it makes me not want to spend it.
You know what? And that absolutely works for some people. I totally get that. And that does work for some of my clients. That really does. I put them on the envelope system because that works best for them. But the reason why I like people to leave their money in the bank and swipe, because let me tell you how Mint works.
Okay.
If you swipe it at the gas station, it's going to categorize it as gas. If you swipe it at the pump, it's going to categorize it as gas. If you could go inside and get a pop, if you get a soda for $2, it's going to categorize it as food.
Okay.
You can't lie to this program. If you leave your cash in there and you use your card for everything, it will give you a pie chart and a graph of where you're spending your money. If you're going through Starbucks and you're telling yourself you're going to go through there once a week and you swipe your card every time, it'll have on there $450 for the month for Starbucks. It'll have it. You can't lie to it.
My Bank of America account does that. It budgets on it shows me basically what I've brought in and what I've spent my money on.
Now it'll categorize it. And the other thing is you get to set the parameters. So if you set that I'm only going to spend $400 on gas, it will alert you, and it's rude. It will alert you over and over again that you have spent over your budget for gas for this month. You have spent over your money for this month. When you get ready to go through that Starbucks and you spend all of your money, and I'm just saying Starbucks because you guys know I drink a lot of coffee. So if you spent over your amount for that month, every time you swipe that card, it is going to scream. Now I do mine a little bit different. With my discipline, I actually, with every paycheck, I put a set amount on my Starbucks account. And once I spend that, then I'm not going to Starbucks anymore. I use my phone app. And once that's gone, I'm not going to Starbucks anymore. That's just the system that works for me. But I encourage you guys, I put three up there. I used Paid, that was really good. And Mint is really good. I like both of those. The other reason why I like Mint is because it's tied into your credit score. And it can actually help you. You can set how you want to actually pay down your debt. And with your spending, you can track when you're going to have your debt paid. Now, let me tell you how we're going to use what I just gave you, that tool, with writing that down, with all your expenses. We're going to see where your shortfall is. We're going to see where you can trim. We're going to see how much money you need to actually live the life you want. Because remember, we've got the planned column. You need to dream a little bit in that planned column. Do you hear me? You need to dream a little bit. If you want to go on vacation and you want to save every month to go on vacation, put something in the box, people. You want to tuck a little something away for the kids' education? Put something in the box. $5, $10, $20, $100, put something in the box. Because I can guarantee you right now, and I'm not being judgmental or anything of the sort, but if I asked every single person here on this call, I could do it in Facebook. I guarantee you that if I ask people, how much a month do you need to make to the dollar for you to live the lifestyle that you want to live? How much a month would it take? People could not give me a dollar amount. They give me a ballpark. But most people don't know. And if you can't identify it, then you can't have it. If you can't hold it in your head, you can't have it. If you can't plan for it, Brandon, you would have never started the Fatherhood for the rest of us if you didn't plan. Right?
Sure, we'll go with that.
You know what? I know the story behind how it happened, but you did have to sit down at some point and plan. You have to plan us out of technical disaster every Thursday before Beyond the Storm, because we don't know what we're going to talk about, what we're going to use.
I think that speaks to like, and this is just me, Colin. I'm like running through like my finances. I spit out. So like I said, I have Mint, and I'm just kind of going through it and spitting out. I don't even know the password of my bank anymore, which is fine with me. But I think it speaks to playing to your strengths, right? And it also speaks to like us doing this exercise, going through this. You talking about holding that picture, you can't hit a target you can't see type of thing, right? So it's just drawing your target, setting the target so you can see it, having a visualization of what you're working towards, and once you do it, you're comfortable with it. It's just like once I fix us up on Beyond the Storm, since I've done it multiple times, and or like anything technical, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with it. And it wasn't always comfortable. So the things that you are uncomfortable with now, such as this and dealing with it, it's just because I have not been adulting. Yeah.
Leah's got to pop off because she's got a client. But Leah, let me ask you really quick. Unmute yourself, sweetie. Leah, unmute yourself for a second. How does that resonate with you, actually going through that list and planning what the life that you want and giving yourself permission to dream for a little bit and getting a solid number that you need to have in your bank account every month to live the life that you want, and knowing that you're going to, at the end of this, you're going to have a plan on how to make that? How does that feel?
It feels good. I actually had to do that with my manifestation coach. So I know the number of what I need every month. I just don't really know how to get there. But it does feel really good to have it all written down.
It's in the vortex, Leah. Come on now. Come on, man. It's in the vortex. Of course
it's next to Abraham. Abraham has it. I mean, it's right there. Really.
She's funny as hell, by the way. She makes me laugh every time.
She does. Amy, do you know about Abraham Hicks? Okay, so we're making these inside jokes.
I'm lost.
You're about to lose more time. I don't know. Gerald, go ahead and tell her about her.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you really quick. I'll send you some Abraham Hicks stuff so you can get our inside jokes about Abraham Hicks because we're all Abraham Hicks fans. And I'll send you something.
I'll tell
Okay.
you, Amy. I'll tell you later,
Yeah.
Amy.
But really quick, Amy, does that make sense to you now that? And you said your Bank of America app does that. I'm okay if you use the Bank of America app.
No, I might use your app.
Okay.
I'm ride or die here, okay? I'm using anything you send me.
Okay.
Well,
I'm using.
on your site was one thing that I got kind of excited about was the one that takes your was it like debitize or something like that? Take your credit card, plug it
Yes.
into a thing, and then whenever you spend it, withdraws, which is cool. I love that because that's what got me into more trouble again. I'm like, hey, well, here's what we're gonna, because you know how it is. Like, I mean, like say Bank of America, like you're gonna buy something, and it's like I just want to go pay it off right now. It's like no, they're like, well, you have nothing to pay right now, and then you go like a month or so, and it just starts to snowball.
It does. And what I'm gonna do is this, and it's 7:03, and I know you got to jump off, Leah. I just want to make sure that you guys, Leah, you use
fine.
cash sometimes, but you use your card mostly, right?
When it does, yeah, when there's money in
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try
Sprinkle
our
in.
best. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try our best. Give me at least a week of using your card with that app so you can track how you spend it and where you spend it. Okay? The other thing is
Remind me to wait till next week when I have paycheck
I will.
because there's nothing in
I
there right
will.
now.
I got you. I got you. And I'm gonna send each one of you individual notes because everybody's situation is a little bit different. The other thing, I'm glad you mentioned that, Brandon, because I have 3 apps. I've got 3 apps. Debitize is one of them. I'm gonna send you guys an app
I like you guys.
I'm gonna send you guys a app called a bot, and this app will actually allow you to take pictures of anything that you're getting ready to buy and give you money back to your bank account.
For not buying it?
No, not for not buying it.
Because that would be cool.
But I'm gonna give you those apps because what I want to do is give you a little bit before we get to Triple Your Income Thursday, because I literally have 31 ways for you guys to make money and not have to change anything about your life. Literally. I went to the movies a couple of nights ago for free, and I didn't have to pay for it. And I got, what, $21 for going?
No.
You got one of those market testers or something like that.
Yeah, they pay you to go to see every new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they pay me to go see the preview. So I'm gonna give you guys those things, but I need you to go through this. I need you to fill this out. Dream a little bit when you put the planning part on there. Be honest with the actual.
Okay.
Download the Mint app. Connect your bank account with it. Brandon, go find your password, sir.
Oh, Mint's good. It's my bank, though. So it's already mine's already like 98 for 63% correct.
Okay. And I really had intentions of using my laptop because I wanted you guys to see what my debt is now. I checked my debt today, what my debt is now, and my debt is $2,400.
That's awesome.
Woo!
It's $2,400.
Well, and just close that out, man. Just close that out. So
I wanted you guys to see that it works.
That's awesome.
Okay? Do me a favor. If you guys have any questions about how to fill this out, because what's going to happen is when you fill this out, the planning part and the actual, and you get to the bottom, you're going to see a big gap there. But what's going to happen is when you use this Mint app, that's where your $1,000 to $5,000 is going to show up annually, because you're going to be spending money and not realizing that you're spending it. When that graph breaks down, each one of you, I'm going to go through and look at your graphs when you share them with me. And I'm going to ask you, do you really want to spend that $1,500 on gas? Is that really what you want to do with your life right now? And if you just cut a few things out, that's where your money is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Leah's squinting over there with her beautiful eyes, but she's squinting. But we're going to go through this, and I'm going to make those calls individually. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
All right. Anybody have any questions?
No.
I don't think as it relates to this. No. I mean, I've got questions, but
Well, we'll talk, Brandon. I'll give you a shot.
Yeah.
And we'll talk. Amy, does that make you feel a little bit better, like you have a plan? Amy, does that make you feel a little bit better?
It does make me feel a little bit better that I have a plan.
Ooh, you know what I was gonna say there, Gerald, real quick.
Yeah.
You know, Amy, if you're anything like me, Leah, if you're anything like me, you know, and I was reminded because Amy said like ride or die, right? Like, well, here's the deal, like, and I still have issues with this myself. Is like we plan, we commit to the whole thing, but then like we miss a day or two, and we're like, that's it, I'm out. Right.
Yes, Leah.
So I think that you know, I know I personally need to be careful of making sure that if I miss a day, if I miss a number, that and remind myself that this is a plan. This isn't a crucifix.
Right. This isn't a crucifix. It's not a corset. It's not a straitjacket. This is actually a roadmap to get you where you want to go, not a jail sentence to keep you in prison.
Right. I mean, if we use the terminology of roadmap, if I miss a turn or something like that, I can get back. Right. Like, I mean, I just because I just want to make that clear because, again, a lot of us and myself and like me, you know, a lot of times I'll use like these tools for like a little bit and then I'll miss a day or two and I'm like, that's it, I'm screwed. But, you know, and again, talking ride or die, like, you know, drop me off at this exit, I'm out type of thing.
Just get off on the next exit and turn around, man.
And stay with it. So, I mean,
stay with it because it's a process.
Right.
What we're doing this just like losing weight. It's a lifestyle change. Changing how we spend money, how we think about money, what we do with money, how we use our money, how we leverage our money. We will never use money the same after this. So this is a lifestyle change. And it's a process in developing those new habits. So you're using new muscles and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you drop the dumbbell. It's okay if you miss a day at the gym. It's okay if, you know, you eat a whole pizza on a non-cheat day. Just get back up.
I ate the whole thing.
I want a pizza.
Lee's like, I want a pizza. But now I need you three to do me a favor. I need you to shoot me a time where we can actually have about a 30-minute call to actually walk through this individually with you. Just shoot me a time whenever. It's good. And I'll make sure that they're all good with Leah. No, I'm just kidding. They can't be after 10 o'clock because that's Leah's time. So.
Well, I put my baby to bed at 8:30, so Leah may have to make a little bit of a sacrifice. No, I'm just kidding. I can talk better when I put Adeline to bed, which is about 8:30. So what, 9:30 your time? So I think is it 10 o'clock our time, Leah time, or your time, Leah time?
Oh, no, 10 o'clock her time. So that's 11 o'clock.
That's not my time.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can fit me in then. That'd be 9:30 your time. Or that's good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get the baby on there for you, but she's a little moody tonight.
Well, do me a favor.
That's okay.
Brandon, give me a holler. And let me know. I've got some time right after this if you're not tied up. However you want to do that. Leah, I know you've got a client waiting. So thank you so much, you guys, being here. This is going to be, when you guys get this done, you're going to feel so amazing when you get done with that planning thing. It's going to be awesome.
This is not like a day at the spa, Gerald. Stop trying to make it sound like it is.
It is. It is. Do I need to bring hot rocks and
Yes.
for you, brother?
Adeline.
Yes. Yes.
Say hello.
I'm messing with you, man. Like, so I don't mean to make too many jokes because I know what you're doing is helpful, really helpful. Obviously, I believe in it. But I think that just in terms of, like I said, trying to face it, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun, but you know what? It's not forever. It's not forever.
Yeah.
Just for right now.
Yeah.
So we'll be okay. We'll be okay. All right. You guys be good. Leah, don't fall. I thought you fell out of the car.
No, I'm taking all my luggage inside.
Well, you guys have a good evening. And for you guys on replay, I need you to take that and fill it out. Get in contact with me, shoot me a message when it's a good time to chat. Let me know that you watch the replay.
You muted yourself, Joe.
Will be up and posted in just a little bit.
Hey, one more thing for those that are still tuning in. You can fill out that PDF on the computer in line.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so just so everybody knows.
Yes, I tried to post it that way so that everybody could fill it out on their actual computer. All right?
All right,
you guys be awesome. I will actually talk to each and every one of you, and next class is on Friday, and we're going to continue this debt-free. I'm going to tell you my story about how I got debt-free, how we got there, what I did with it, and I did not do it in front of the furniture shop. I promise I didn't. But we will go through that. You guys be awesome, and I will see you then.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Gerald.